Hello. You haven't seen my face before, but I'm a modder basically for a variety of different games, and I can give you a list explaining which games I have indeed modded, including Minecraft. As you can see, we have Blockbench over here. This is going to be a Minecraft tutorial. I have made Minecraft mods in the past, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 3. I'm in the middle of making Super Mario 3 and a couple other ROMs I know how to edit. I've done teardown mods, and today I'm going over how to make basic blocks in Blockbench. So if I just go to bedrock block, first off, there's a loader, right? If you go up to tools, you can see I have all these, which are all plugins. You click on plugins and it pops up with a plugins panel. As you can see, you can scroll down. These are all the plugins I have installed. If I go to block wizard and create block, let's just do test. And I'm going to be deleting this directly after, just to show you guys how this actually looks, instead of just saying, yeah, fuck you guys, figure it out for yourself. No, I'm actually going to show you everything that I know about making blocks. So when you click on block wizard, you're going to have naming, which you just display name. That's what the block will actually be called. And this right here, this is, as you can see, the identifier. And what that is it is the block's ID, pretty much. Anything with this ID will be considered that block. So it's specific to this. So I'm just going to type test : test. So it's the test mod and the test block. If this is the creative category where you'll find it, I'm just going to put it in equipment. In item group, I'm just going to say, let's not put it in a group for now. Now if you go to preset, you can see all these presets. You have stone, bedrock, glass, glowstone, and flowers. A flower is a 2D sprite in which is duplicated and put on top of each other, as you know how flowers look. Glowstone is a illuminated block, so it gives off light. It also doesn't stop light, and it's technically considered a transparent block, along with glass, except glass doesn't give off light. Bedrock is unbreakable, and stone is, well, stone. So I'm not going to mess with any of that because I'm not doing that. Collision, these are all the collision types you can do. Mineable, that's if you can break in survival. Destroy time, if I were to click this up, you can see on the right hand side, it is casually taking longer and longer to break. And the higher up you go, the longer it's going to take. Explosion resistance, you guys know what that is. Friction, it's kind of like soul sand or ice. As you can see, if I bring it all the way down, it makes you slow, but if I bring it all the way up, it's gonna make you all slippery. Flammable, basically, if like wood, bookshelves, wool. The design, this is a block to emit light dampening when it passes through a block. Higher value means it will be dampened more, so if you want to bring this all the way down, that'll mean the light will travel through blocks. Transparency is if it's like a glass block you're making. Sound, that's basic stuff. Take cancel on that. I'm going to show off how to make a obviously a three-dimensional model. I'm going to up this to, I'm just going to keep it at 16. I'm going to go over a chair. Basics of making a chair. Model identifier. Test. No, you don't need a model identifier, so I'm just going to leave it off. Confirm, and now we're left with this empty plane. One thing I would recommend is you add a folder, and rename said folder. I'm going to call it leg. I'm just going to put a 1. just to distinguish it. Now, well, in the folder, if you add cube, it's going to add, well, a cube, and these lines help you move it. You can also move it with this is the size, and if you want to move it, you can move it with the top. I personally don't like doing it like that, so I just leave it as is. Now, I want this to be a 1 by 1 cube, so I'm just going to type in 1 in all of these. And now I just have a single cube. I'm going to put it, let's say I want it right here. Now if I go to the Y, I'm going to make it 16 blocks tall, right? So I'm going to set it to, let's say 4, a whole fourth of it, okay? No, let's bump it up to 8, just because. Now, if I were to take this and pull it, you can see I can have it offset. If you were to hold, as you can see, your block will be offset. Well, no, it'll be in the middle of a cube, correct? You can see it right there, it's in the middle of the square. If you press and hold Control, grab, it's not offset anymore. You can put it in between if you truly wish to do that. I don't want to. I want to give it the same Minecraft feel. So you can see we only have one leg. Now if you click on it, you're selected here. Press and hold Control and press D, and that duplicates it. Then you can move it over. Some people like doing it one way. I enjoy doing it this way, and I'm actually going to move these in. Because I'm actually going to move these in and then down. And if you don't like using this, if you press S on your keyboard, you can open up this. Now I'm just going to bring it down to 5. Bring this also down to 5. Now you hit V to go back into the movement. And there we go. I'm a bit more centered now. I'm going to actually move this back one more, and this up one more, over. Now if you control both, hit Control D again, after selecting both, which you press and hold Control. If I'm on this one, you can see it's selected right here. You press and hold Control, and click on that one, and now they're both selected. Once you figure out what you want, you leave it as is, and then now that we're done with the leg, we can make another group called, let's actually name the legs, since I put them all in one folder like an idiot. Now I can name this seat, hit enter, then add a cube. As you can see, it's quite big again, so I'm going to hit S, back that up, and drop that down. Hit V, and now I'm back in the editor, or the movement selector. Now I am going to make this offset like this, and you will see why in just a moment. Hit S again, move it like that, and then I'm going to bring this way over to the side. Just one block off. As you can see, that isn't that bad, and that actually concludes the seat, believe it or not. Now I want this to be like a normal chair, so I'm going to do this and add a board back, and then add a cube. Make sure to go back into movement mode before messing with anything. I just did that myself. Now I'm going to hit S again, change it all back to original. Or, if you want, you can have this be a flat plane, which I think I might actually, you know what, I'm going to leave it as a block. V again, bring it way over. I'm going to bring it up 1, and V, Control D, bring this way over. Now, I'm going to time-lapse myself making this chair, so you guys don't have to sit there and watch me do this. Don't worry, and I'll be back to you once I get everything all done. Okay, so now that I've gotten that all done, you can see a nice little chair. I'm not sure if we like this. Actually, what I might do is I might increase it ever so slightly. Not that much, definitely not that much. Just to get a little bit of a better feel, make it a little bit bigger, and also it'll connect to these pops that are really bugging me for some reason. And there we go. And now what you're gonna want to do is you can see that this is all blue and for some reason one random orange piece. What you're going to do is you see this paint button right up here. You click on that and now you're in the paint tool, which you can't paint right yet because the surface has no texture. So you want to go down here to textures, hit create. Okay, so I just found out what I did wrong. Basically, you've got all of these folders. You want to have one main folder with everything in it. This is the easiest way I have found to do it. And then you go to paint, select the chair folder or whatever your item is or block, and hit create texture, name it what you want. Mine's gonna be chair, and hit enter. You can see it's all different colors up here, and now it's all nicely colored. So let's say you want to have a black chair, right? Let's select black, paint bucket, and then you can just click and hold on everything. I personally do not want a black chair, I want a purple chair. So I'm going to do another painting time lapse and I will be right back with you. Okay, so now that you have your purple chair, it's not much right now. It has no texturing. It's absolutely god-awful. So you're going to want to add some textures. I like using the pixel brush. Sometimes I use a smooth brush. Like for stuff like this, I might use a smooth brush. Let me close that. Cancel that. And you don't have to use a smooth brush. This is just how I do it. But I'm going to turn the size down a little bit, and now we've got a little bit of a texturing tool. Now I'm going to start texturing this. I'm once again going to say I'm putting it in a time lapse. I apologize, this probably is not the last one, but I would rather say it is and be wrong than make you sit the whole time watching this. Okay, so this isn't the best chair in the world, but this is strictly for the tutorial. So that's literally the whole thing. That's the entire thing. Blockbench makes it extremely easy to customize and make custom voxel-based models. And the best thing is, it's not specific to Minecraft. If you look up, you can hit generic model, and this is low poly modeling. So let's say you're building a low poly voxel based game like, let's say, Minecraft. Let's say you're making a Minecraft clone. Blockbench is probably the best thing to use for custom voxel based models. So let me close out of this tab, and so you're here, right? You're all done with your chair. All you're going to do is hit Control S. It's going to pop up with the texture. If I hit save, now it's going to pop up with the model, which you want to keep it the same. Don't mess with the names, don't do anything like that. Hit save. And now that that's done, I am going to want to open. I personally use Bridge. You can use whatever you'd like. I use Bridge personally, just because I'm not updating. Just because it's easiest for me to, learn. So I'm gonna go home. You can see I have a couple here. I'm going to create a local project, hit behavior and a resource, register them both as dependencies, probably the easiest thing you can do. Experimental gameplay. The most add-ons use these three features. Most. A lot of them do not use these three. I enable education just because I enjoy the education edition. Now, for the project name, I'm going to name it Chair, and then I'm just going to name it tutorial, and I spelled that wrong, tutorial pack. Target version, you could just leave that the same. Add pack name directly to manifest. That's probably the best thing to do. I'm gonna name this chair as the prefix. That's what's gonna come up in Minecraft. Like if you're using a /give command, you are placing in /give at p chair : chair. That's what you'd be typing in. So I'm gonna hit create, let it build. As you can see, we have a whole new pack right here. I'm going to click the 3 little dots up top, hit new file, and I'm going to go to custom geometry block. And once I get all the stuff saved in, I'll come back just because I don't need you guys seeing my files. Okay, so I got the block model and the block texture. So all you want to do is you want to navigate to the directory where you saved your model, the chair.geo.json, or example.geo.json, and then your block texture example.png. And for the display name, you're allowed to use whatever characters you want, but for the identifier, you're gonna have to put in something else. So there's no spaces, no capital letters. It's just, I'm just typing chair with no capitals, no spaces, nothing, because it will not work if you put spaces or capital letters. Once you have all that done, you're going to hit create, and it automatically loads it up for you. You want to click on block, components, and you have the entire block for you. Now if I hit vblock, it's going to load up my block, as you can see. Now if I go to load to Minecraft, it's not going to be there. What you want to do is you want to go to menu category. Since it gets bridge updated, go to menu category, and now you're going to do category, add value, and I am going to put it in equipment, just to make it easy on myself. Now, this whole thing is all done now. You can see the block loads. All you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hit launch Minecraft, and I'll get back to you when this loads because my computer has a terrible time loading Minecraft. Okay, so now that we are back in Minecraft, as you can see, I don't have a skin or a name, mainly because I just don't care enough to sign in. I'm actually just going to change this to Grum just to be funny. There we go. Change that to that, and now I'm going to hit play, hit create new, go to creative, peaceful, advanced, flat world, multiplayer, no multiplayer, cheats. I'm going to set cheats always to keep inventory, resource packs. Okay, now that we're in resource packs, you can do chair, you can see it right there, hit activate. Now, because we set it up to be dedicated, you won't see yours in available. You'll just see it inactive, because when it's dedicated, when it needs a dedicated resource pack, whenever you activate the resource pack, it'll activate both instead of just the one resource pack. Now, when it comes to this, you need to enable experiments. Enable the first three. Don't mess with anything else, unless you want to, unless you know what you're doing. Then I'm gonna hit create. Okay. Now that we're actually in Minecraft, you can see why I changed my name to Grum. But it has a weird effect on the hand, so I apologize about that ahead of time. You can see if I go in first, I'll even hide my hand. It shows up kind of weird. Now that we're in Minecraft, you can scroll through, everything's gonna be there. But if we go to where we saved our item, I'm going into equipment, you can see we have a chair, which if we place it down, it pops up as a tiny chair. Right now, it just has full block collision, which if you don't want full block collision, that's another video I'll leave. But yeah, it doesn't have any functionality, it's just a chair. See, it's on the bottom as well. You just barely see the bottom. And we have our purple chair right there. Any more command? /give at s share, and it'll give us a chair, as you can see. I made it a little small, so I recommend making yours a little bit bigger. Maybe making the seat all the way like halfway to the block, and making the back 2 blocks tall. I don't see how that would be a problem. I see that as a pretty nice model, but that's gonna be it. That's the basics of making a 3-dimensional block. Not a 3-dimensional block, but a 3D geometry block, which, if you want me to go over rotation, I'm not even trying to do rotation yet, but I know how to put custom models on entities and mobs. So if you want to watch a mob one, just leave a comment, and I'll see you guys with the next tutorial or modding video, yada yada yada.